Hi there, this is Todd Taylor at the Office of Online Learning here at FIT. And in this video, we'll be looking at how to add third-party tools. Third-party tools are added to our modules. So just like our PDFs, our PowerPoints, our embedded videos, as well as our custom-made pages, we organize all our content and our activities into modules. So let's go into a module now. You can access the module using the content tool, but I'm going to go directly to my week 2 module. So I'm going to click on the week 2 tile in my table of contents here. Okay. So in our content page, we have a number of buttons, and the button that we use to add all our tools in Brightspace is the existing activities button. So the existing activities button is used to add Brightspace tools, such as assignments, discussions, and quizzes, but it's also used to add our third-party tools as well, our external learning tools. So to add an external learning tool, we click on the existing activities button, and let's say we wish to add a concourse syllabus. The first step is to scroll through this list to look for the name of our external learning tool. So now I look for concourse syllabus. I'm scrolling through this. I can see Padlet, I can see VoiceThread, but I cannot see concourse. And that's okay, because the first step is just to simply scroll through that. If you can't see it, then we use our external learning tools option. This will give us a list of additional external learning tools. And here I can see concourse as the third option. So I'm just going to click on the concourse one, and there it is. It's added directly to our module. One practice I recommend is also clicking on the chevron and then going edit properties in place, because I recommend turning off the open as external resource off, because what happens when you turn that one on, it opens a new page as opposed to embedding it in the page. It does throw up this dialog box, but I haven't seen this be an actual issue yet. So I think for a lot of these courses that a lot of resources or lots of external learning tools, it's not necessarily a problem that it necessarily has when that dialog box pops up. Okay, so that's as simple as it is to add an external learning tool. Now let's look at Padlet. Padlet is a tool that we use quite often here at FIT, and there are two ways that we can insert a Padlet. We can insert a Padlet directly to a module, and we can also insert a Padlet to an assignment. They both have pluses and minuses, so let's explore these two options right now. So to add a Padlet, I go to External Learning Tools. The first step is to scroll through this list to see if I can find it. So rather than going straight to External Learning Tools, we're going to scroll through this list to see if we can find Padlet, and there I can see it just up here. So I'm going to click on Padlet. So the list of Padlets that we've created is listed in this dialog box. The first choice we have is whether or not we want this to be a collaborative or a individual participation type of Padlet. So if we just want students to work on their Padlets in isolation, we'll turn this checkbox on. That way, each student gets a separate copy of the Padlet. But if we turn this off, what happens is that all students collaborate on one Padlet. I want to do an icebreaker activity, so I'll leave that checkbox off, and then I'm going to add my icebreaker Padlet to introduce yourself. I mentioned before, with all external learning tools, I suggest a good practice is to click on the chevron and go edit properties in place, just to make sure that the open as external resource is turned off, which it has been. Now click on the module again, just to refresh my page. Okay, so sometimes we wish for our external learning tools to be scored, and to score our external learning tools, especially ones which are inserted straight into a module, we need to go into that resource. So then click on the resource to have a look at it. There it is, embedded in the page, nice and big, which is how I like my Padlets. So let's scroll down this page until we get to these activity details down the bottom, and you'll see on the right-hand side, there's a button to add a grade item. So this is how we can add a Padlet added straight to a module to our gradebook. So I click on this option, and that select new grade item. Then I type Padlet, external tool. There we go. And then give it a score of 100 and click on the create button. And finally, I'm going to hit save. Bang. Okay, so if we now go to our gradebook and go to manage grades, you'll notice it's been added to our gradebook. There it is. Looks great. Okay, now let's have a go at adding an assignment. Adding a Padlet to an assignment. There's a couple more steps to it. And so the first step here is to go to assignments. I want to create my Padlet assignment. So I'm going to create a new assignment. In the name, they call it my Padlet assignment. And they give it a score. It's graded out of 100. Now automatically add it to the gradebook, which is fine. And they give it a date of next Friday. And gives them so then in the instructions field, this is where we now insert our Padlet. So in the rich text editor, there's an insert button where we can insert a range of stuff, including Padlets themselves. So let's insert a Padlet. So I click on the insert stuff icon. And the second option is Padlet. So I click on the Padlet option and I choose exactly the same Padlet. So you can compare them one-on-one. So you can choose which one you prefer when you're setting up your Padlets. Click on this Padlet. Gives me a preview. And then I can insert my Padlet like so. So one more field to update, and that's to make it visible to students. Now, that's the basics that you can complete for an assignment. I also recommend going over to the submission and completion and changing it from file submission to observed in person. That's just so that students don't get confused that they have to then submit an actual file. So I'm saying go observed in person so that there's nothing for them to submit, and I'm going to mark it as completed when I evaluate it. That's so that students who haven't done it don't get ticked off in their homepage. There we go. Save and close. So there's my Padlet assignment. It's got a little ribbon on it, so that shows you. Oops, you probably won't be able to see the ribbon. There's a little ribbon, so that it tells us it's been added to the gradebook as well. Let's go back to our content. So when we want to add this Padlet assignment to our course, we use the same existing activities button, but rather than going down to Padlet, where they use the assignments, because the Padlet's already been added to the assignment, we just want to add the assignment to our content now. So I click on the assignment. Here's my Padlet assignment. And now it's added to my page. So some people like this method because it adds the Padlet to the page. A disadvantage is that the Padlet is now a lot more narrow than it was previously. So when we go into this critter, you'll notice that it doesn't take up the full page. For some people, no problems. Students can still click the open a new window option. Doesn't worry them. I'm just giving you the two options so you can make the best decision that works for you. Okay. A third popular tool that we use at FIT is VoiceThread. So let's add a VoiceThread to our course. Exactly the same method. We go to the existing activities. We scroll through our list to see if we can find it. Whoop, there it is down the bottom. Click on it. Sign in. We have two options that interest us. If it's scored, we would choose Assignment Builder. If it's not scored, we just want students to watch a video. There's no score associated with it. I'd suggest individual VoiceThread. Let's go Assignment Builder because we'll score this critter. Then I would choose Comment if it's an existing VoiceThread. Continue. A list of our VoiceThreads are displayed. So I'm just going to click on existing one. And so the radio button or checkbox is now selected. I hit continue. It gives us a preview. Go continue. Gives us a preview again. We'll go continue. Gives us a few options. The number of comments required, how students can contribute to the voice thread. So let's go continue. We'll give it a name. Say set up as external tool. We'll type in some instructions. And then publish. Here we go. Our voice thread is inserted into our page. Again, it's just a best practice is to click on the chevron and then go edit properties and then unchecking the open as external resource button. This just ensures that our voice thread opens up in the frame rather than a new window. That can be useful for people who may have vision disabilities or have issues seeing, who use tools such as a screen reader. It just helps them know where they are within the browser so they don't get lost and they don't lose Brightspace. So if you open up in the frame, sometimes that's a little bit of a easier experience for them to navigate our courses in as well. So there we go. So let's have a look at what this page looks like. I'm just going to refresh this page and click on it to see what it looks like when it opens up in a new window. Here we go. So a student's view might look a little bit different. They would have similar to the on the left here, but they wouldn't have the graded students on the right. So this is kind of the instructor view. The student view will look a little bit different, but hope this gives you some clarity on how to insert third-party tools. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm Todd from the Office of Online Learning. Okay, catch you later. See ya.